Let's move on to the page round. I'm going to be interviewing Jeremy and Graeme on a matter of importance, but their performance is being monitored by the spin doctors who will be controlling them and sending them advice and suggestions on their performance using their pages. So, Graeme Garden, the British transport system, it was bad years ago, it seems to be getting worse. What would you say could be done about it?
Well, parts of it are getting worse, parts are getting enormously better.
Which parts are getting better?
The canals.
The canals? Yes,
the canals, which are going to be reopened and form a network which will not only produce a way for trade to pass from place to place, but
do you mean water. Canals near here or far canals? I mean, what are you...
Do I mean canals near here or far canals?
Yes, I mean...
Yes.
I mean, do you think...
I mean, do you...
What?
What?
I'm just intrigued that you bring...
I'm just intrigued that...
Did you mention canals as your first option?
As the first option.
I mean, canals don't seem as important
as railways, roads, as important as railways, roads, airways, and all those other ways of getting people around.
It's unbelievable that canals should be the first plank in your policy. Could you make it clearer?
Could you make it clearer?
What about airports?
Airports? Well, I mean, airports are very important, obviously, because that's where aeroplanes take off from, aren't they? I don't know where you'd like to go, but there's a lovely little island in the Bahamas.
The electorate may be puzzled as to why you're not concentrating on the immense problems of the...
Please, 2 pina coladas.
Surely there's a case here for either encouraging people to stay at home or building more roads or coming up with a new system.
Well, we should charge people to travel through town.
How much are you going to charge?
£2.
Would that be enough to put off the business driver? The
business driver? No,
yes.
no, not the business driver. You know, I mean foreign lorry drivers.
Foreign lorry drivers?
French lorry drivers. Yes. In fact,
yes.
France had better watch out, because if they send any more of their lorry drivers over here through our towns, that's it. That's war.
War?
War.
This has nothing to do with transport.
Well, let's get back to the canals.
Well, I'd rather not, really.
Well, I would. It's lovely on the canals.
Do you think the railway service has really been improved by privatisation, or has it been made worse?
Well, Railtrack has run out of luck. And frankly, its services suck.
Yes.
If you leave it to me, I'll slap on a fee.
I'm afraid we have to leave the interview. Jeremy Hardy on the same basis. There's been a bit of a press backlash against the government. Do you think the honeymoon period is over as far as the government is concerned?
No, the honeymoon isn't over until we've shafted the electorate completely. It would be wrong for me to answer that question, because it would really just
well, the Murdoch press is unhappy with your position on the euro.
Let me answer in this way, Clive, because I had that David Dimbleby in the back here once, you know. Fat bloke, fatter than you'd think on the telly. Absolute gen, though, absolute gen. And
could you drop me off at Harrods while we're there, please?
Sorry, this is a shortcut. I can't understand this traffic. I flew through here this morning.
Would you think that Robin Cook has been a particularly successful Foreign Secretary, or has he really been rightly roasted by the papers at every turn?
Well, Clive, I mean, you have to ask that question. I know in a position such as yours, I mean, interviewing people, it's thankless, it's badly paid, frankly. And life could be very, very easy for you, Clive.
What you're saying?
You could join the interviewer protection scheme. We could make things safe for you.
Oh, I see.
Live somewhere quietly in the suburbs. You'd be a schnook, but apart from that...
Do you think it's been assisted, this whole press backlash, really, by the fact that one minute the government seems to be trying to take out injunctions to stop things being published in the press, the next minute it's being admitted, well, leaks have been made on behalf of ministers from parliamentary committees?
I've got this rash.
I think you're moving this onto the National Health Service. Is this what you're... Because there was a time we thought Frank Dobson was going to perhaps abolish waiting lists, and the same problem seemed to be recurring as flu epidemic supposed to fit. Is it a lot easier? Is it a lot easier to be in opposition than in government?
Well, it would be wrong for me to answer that question. at the moment, because it would only add to the uncertainty.
Well,
and may I say, you people, it's all very well for you to dig around in our private lives, but...
I haven't dug around in your private life at all. I want to know what's going on in government and whether news management has become such an obsession with your party that you aren't concentrating...
Mandelson, MI5, trust me.
What, he runs it?
The geese fly at dawn.
Do they? Well, if I wanted to interview David Attenborough, I would have invited him on the programme.
We've been expecting you. We expected someone much more attractive.
Well, we thought we had an attractive party in government when we voted you in, but it's all going horribly wrong, isn't it? Or is this just the press picking on you?
You guys, you always... I think it's time for the national anthem.
Oh, well, OK, all right, well done. While we work out the full implications of that round, this might be a good time to go and take a straw poll and see which way the wind is blowing as far as the studio audience is concerned. If you're veering towards red, vote red. If you're veering towards blue, vote blue. If you do that now. Oh, and that's... well done to both of you, 50-50. This doesn't often happen when we get a 50-50 split like this. Do you think it means that the audience really can't tell you apart anymore, or are they just not interested?
No, I admire the audience. It's a hung vote, and it's a well-hung vote.
Yes. Well, what do you think? Are you disturbed that the...
I am disturbed, yes, but I'm on medication.
Yes. Let's switch the line of attack here and go on to a round called Time for Questions. This is shamelessly based on question time. And what I'm going to do now is to invite members of the studio audience to ask a question of the panellists. Anyone got a question? Gentleman there, and a pair of glasses and a nice jumper.
How would you speed up the railways?
How would you speed up the railways? I did attempt to ask this earlier on, but I got no satisfactory answer. I'm not going to ask you for it. How would you speed up the railways, Pauline?
Well, I'd just put 2 locomotives, one after the other.
Yes, a practical solution, yes.
Well, a lot of people are very upset by the fact that the railways don't run on time, aren't they? Very upset.
Yes.
So there's a very, very simple solution to it. Get rid of timetables. If you get rid of timetables, no one is unhappy. No one's expecting a train to arrive. Everybody's completely satisfied with the service.
Is that how Mussolini did it, or does he have a clever assistant?
No, he tortured people, I think.
I think he said if the next train arrived late, they shot the driver and...
Well, that wouldn't have been any good, would it? Because he wouldn't have been able to drive the next train.
Yeah. Yes, so let's move on to another question. I'm not sure it answered much there. Yes, gentleman at the back there with glasses and a microphone coming towards him.
Does the panel think that Noel's house party will ever return?
Apparently Noel's house party, a very popular television programme, is to be taken off the air. Do you think it'll ever return? Graeme?
You say it's a very popular television programme.
Yes.
That's not the one I've been watching, obviously.
It will be brought in because I have chosen it as the best possible programme on which to get my message across. I mean, I was speaking on Live and Kicking only the other day.
Yes. So you would consider appearing on Noel's house party, would you, too, if you had an important policy to discuss?
Well, I was asked this question on Stars in Their Eyes the other day. And I said, tonight, Matthew, I shall be Lady Thatcher.
And very convincing you have been ever since. All right, let's move on to another question. Any more questions? Gentleman over there?
Do you welcome Professor Robert Winston's announcement that men are soon to be able to bear children?
Right.
Well,
you do welcome as
the only woman on the panels, I should answer that. I think that if he's right and men can bear children, I say good luck to them, because I personally can't stand children.
I would say the correct name for bear children is actually cubs.
If I could just bring it back to the point.
Yes, please, if somebody would, it'd be...
I actually do envy women the ability to have children, to bear children, and I occasionally do long, you know, to have something growing, feeding, and being nurtured within my own body.
Yes.
But I think on balance I'll go for a tapeworm.
Yeah. Do you think this is going to be practically possible, though, for a baby to be... I don't know how this is going to work.
Well, one of the problems is, if you're going to have a baby, what are you going to do with your beer belly? If men do, in the end, have babies, it's going to be a disaster. Who's going to faint and operate the camcorder?
OK, well, well done. That's the end of the round. Well done, everybody on the panel for that round.